people would have laughed at you if you had told them a decade ago that Dr. Dre shares his secrets to success. The internet has made it easier than ever to learn just about anything you want. So, with all this content and information available, how did you know which ones to learn from and which ones actually work? Luckily for you, Manna member, for today's video, we have produced a list of the 10 successful secrets from Dr. Dre. Remember that while the first step is completing any of these amazing secrets, the second and possibly more important step is taking action, even if it's imperfect action. Out of Compton, Dr. Dre has quickly ascended to the top of Forbes' 2015 list of the richest musicians in the world. He not only established Beats by Dre and Aftermath Entertainment, but also worked with Jimmy Iovine to donate $70 million to the University of Southern California to establish the Jimmy Iovine and Andre Young Academy for Arts, Technology, and the Business of Innovation. He has also received numerous Grammy nominations. What lessons can business people draw from Dr. Dre's techniques for becoming a billionaire business leader and a hip-hop legend? Additionally, the HBO documentary series The Defined Ones, which premiered last month to rave reviews, details the commercial achievements of Jimmy Iovine and Andre Dr. Dre Young. The two shared ownership of the groundbreaking rap labels Aftermath Entertainment and Death Row Records, and additionally, they established Beats Electronics, which they later sold to Apple for $3 billion in cash and stock in 2014. Iovine's journey from sought-after recording engineer in the 1970s, John Lennon, Bruce Springsteen, to superstar producer in the 1980s, to innovative label owner in the 1990s and 2000s, to tech billionaires 3 years ago, is detailed in the documentary. From Iovine's 40-plus year career, as described in The Defined Ones, company leaders can learn these potent lessons. Number 1. Recognize your advantages. Dre struggled in school, but he has shown that entrepreneurship prowess does not necessarily follow from academic accomplishment. When it became evident that school wasn't the place for him to excel, Dre started putting all of his effort into his DJ career, which led to his partnership with the world-class Wrecking Crew and his first move towards success. Dre's success resulted from his capacity to recognize and capitalize on his advantages. If you are having trouble moving forward, look back and assess where your true strengths are. Number 2. Have an aptitude sense. Dr. Dre has collaborated with some of the best musicians in the industry, including Mary J. Blige, Tupac, and Snoop Dogg. He worked as Eminem's producer and was a key factor in the rapper's spectacular rise to fame. Dr. Dre's success is a product of his collaborations with other talented individuals and not only his own skill, talent, and knowledge. As you develop your staff and expand your company, keep the following in mind. A leader's ability to be effective and powerful depends on the followers he or she has. Number 3, refuse to give in to skepticism. Entrepreneurship is encouraged and valued in the hip-hop culture that Dr. Dre helped create as a child. Hip-hop was initially met with skepticism by record companies, who were concerned that selling the genre to middle-class Americans would be challenging. Hip-hop musicians were therefore masters of hustling. They were out there pushing their mixtapes and launching their own record labels, doing whatever it took to have their music noticed. Dre was a participant in this environment and became an entrepreneur practically by necessity. Innovative people push forward in the face of significant opposition and doubt to generate opportunities. Number 4. Keep hold of what is yours. Dre made one of his best decisions when he first started fusing his artistic talent with his business acumen. He saw to it that he received a royalty from each and every album he produced, even chart toppers like Snoop Dogg's Doggy Style, which moved more than 5 million copies. While many musicians are constrained by lousy contracts that prevent them from profiting from the records, Dr. Dre was astute and ensured that his producing job could be a significant source of income. Never enter into partnerships without considering the future and safeguarding your rights both now and in the future. Number 5. Increase brand allure. In 2008, Dre and Jimmy Iovine founded Beats by Dre. After starting a streaming service called Beats Music, the duo sold it to Apple in one of the greatest deals in the business. Beats by Dre's quick ascent to the top of the consumer audio technology sector, which was a product of Dre's astute branding acumen, made the success feasible. Beats by Dre headphones weren't simply any headphones. They had exquisite design. Dre and Iovine created some of their own celebrity branding by ensuring that the headphones were seen on the heads of the sexiest and coolest individuals, from LeBron James to will.i.am. Dre used his broad network of famous people in the entertainment industry to pull off the marketing heist that made Beats by Dre an unheard of success. This action teaches you to never undervalue the significance of brand identification. Number 6. Make use of your fear. Iovine was employed as a gopher in 1973 at the renowned record plant in New York, one of the best recording studios in the world. Iovine received a call from Roy Cesala, one of the record plant's lead audio engineers, on Easter Sunday of that year. During a client appointment, Cesala inquired as to whether Jimmy would be available to answer the phones. Iovine traveled from his parents' flat in Brooklyn to the record plant in Manhattan, much to the dismay of his mother, who was getting the family ready for church. There, he discovered that the client was John Lennon. Iovine, who is 21 years old, was recruited to join Lennon's studio staff as his new assistant engineer after Cesala and Lennon were impressed by his determination. Iovine was happy to have the opportunity to collaborate with Lennon, but he was also terrified. "I was in over my head," he admitted in the documentary. Fear is a strong emotion with a lot of firepower. But for me, choosing to collaborate with Lennon marked the start of turning it into a tailwind rather than a headwind. Lennon and Jimmy collaborated on the former Beatles, following 3 albums. Takeaway: the bigger your amount of responsibility in a business, the greater the fear you will experience every day. Regardless of whether it's monetizing your product or service, being paid for your invoices, managing your personnel, or staying ahead of your competition. But instead of letting this anxiety overwhelm you, learn to control it so that it drives you to work harder and achieve excellence for your organization. Number 7, keep updating your roadmap. Bruce Springsteen said in a documentary, "People get successful and then get stuck into the behaviors that cause them to be successful." Jimmy was exceptionally skilled at letting go of the things that may have contributed to his success up to that point. But he was willing to do so and pursue something entirely different. Jimmy's career is built on incredible lack of fear of progress. Takeaway: when your startup succeeds, many would strive to identify what enabled the successes and then regularly produce that strategy. That might be effective for a time, but if you don't keep your secret sauce fresh, it will ultimately go bad and be less adaptable to market fluctuations. Instead, have an open mind to new approaches, creative ideas, and the opinions of those who can help you improve your good ideas. Number 8, transform dangers into chances. In the early 2000s, when the music industry as a whole was in trouble, Interscope was enjoying life to the fullest thanks to the chart-topping singles from Eminem and 50 Cent. The industry's profits were being decimated by the downloading and sharing of music files, and the CEOs of the big record labels lacked any remedies to the problem. Iovine says in the film, "I saw how toast we truly were. Music, its dissemination, elegance, album, and artistic quality were all collapsing." Iovine confronted the challenge head-on and sought to develop innovative strategies to negotiate this uncharted and daunting territory, in contrast to his colleagues, label executives, who either disregarded it, were terrified of it, or had no practical ideas to tackle it. In 2004, Iovine had his big break when he met Steve Jobs. He gained a fresh perspective on how people will listen to and buy music in the digital age. His epiphany served as the impetus for the creation of Beats Music and the Beats by Dre headphones, which significantly enhanced the listening experience on digital devices and sold 1.6 million units in 2008. Their first year of operation, a streaming service that launched in 2014. Iovine and Young's Beats electronics hardware and software were bought by Apple in 2014 as a result of their partnership. Takeaway: every member of your startup team appears to be a rock star when business is growing. However, your true value as a leader will be demonstrated by the solutions you come up with when things are difficult and danger is increasing. Your organization will become stronger and more resistant to unanticipated disruption if your decisions turn out to be the right ones. Jimmy Iovine's perseverance, ingenuity, and intuition allowed him to achieve exceptional success in the music, hardware, and software industries. Startup business entrepreneurs should strive to incorporate the lessons of his amazing achievements into their own entrepreneurial endeavors, whether they're offering goods or services to B2B or B2C customers. Number 9, work hard all your life. Work hard. A day's work entails working non-stop for 365 days in a row. We must work really hard to work hard, never to take a holiday. Work hard 365 days a year, non-stop. We must take use of the present day. How much can we get done in a day's work? Far more than we believe is possible. To grind or to put forth a lot of effort even when things are difficult. At our 9-to-5 employment, we toil. In video games, we grind our enemies to kill. In order to pursue our passion, we must work hard in life. We have only ever thought about grinding throughout our lives, despite the fact that crime and violence are all around us. And we need to concentrate on the work and not let celebrity, money, or anything else divert us. Despite the fact that we may have other obligations, we should concentrate on pursuing our passions and doing the important tasks that will enrich our lives. Even if times are tough, particularly for part-timers, we must continue working hard full-time. We are on the front lines, so hustle and grind are like fighting. We are prepared to take shots and a dagger to the side. We must persevere and remain resilient. Number 10, things alter. Some of your friends and loved ones may turn against you as you pursue the treasure of your heart. But resist letting it affect you. In our hearts, we know we will triumph. To ignore what our opponents say or do, and keep our attention on ourselves. One of our mentors recalls that when he first began, his goal was to succeed. But a lot has happened since then. In the pursuit of victory, a few more buddies turned into foes. But he vowed never to let his stuff get to him. Now you know all about his secret to success. But did you really know who Dr. Dre is? Let's find out. Dr. Dre, a pioneer of gangster rap, was born on February 18, 1965. Dr. Dre, who has always loved music, began his career as a DJ when he was just a teenager. Dr. Dre co-founded Death Row Records in 1991. The rap group NWA was the source of his first significant success. His debut solo album, The Chronic, was a great success in 1992. In 1996, Dr. Dre founded Aftermath Entertainment and signed 50 Cent and Eminem to his label. His young years. Dr. Dre was born Andre Romel Young and has a musical background. His parents were both vocalists, and shortly before Dre was born, his mother Verna left the Four Aces. His middle name is derived from the Romels, one of his father Theodore's bands. Dre moved in with his mother, who had married multiple times, when his parents divorced. They regularly moved and they once resided in the Compton neighborhood's Wilmington Arms housing project. Dre demonstrated an aptitude for drafting while attending Centennial High School, but he paid little attention to his other coursework. After changing schools, he attended Chester Adult School after transferring to Fremont High School. But he was more interested in making music than in academics. In 1984, Dre's family gave him a music mixer for Christmas, and he quickly converted their house into a studio. He would use fragments of many songs and sounds to create his own sound for hours on end. Dr. Dre began frequenting the Los Angeles nightclub Eve After Dark, where he finally had the opportunity to operate the turntables. He joined the nightclub performing world-class wrecking crew, where he created the rap identity of Dr. Dre, the master of mixology. Basketball player Julius Dr. J. Irving served as some of the inspiration for his new nickname. A renowned rapper. NWA was founded in 1985 by Dr. Dre together with other rappers Eazy-E, Ice Cube, Yella, MC Ren, the Arabian Prince, and the DOC. He was able to create a harder hitting sound with this new band. Equally violent and graphic, NWA's lyrics reflected life on the streets. Straight Outta Compton, the group's second album released in 1988, sold over 2 million copies and introduced the gangster rap subgenre. One song, The Police, set off a tempest of debate. It was believed that the song, which examined conflicts between black youth and the police, would spark violence. Even Ruthless Record parent business received a letter of caution from the FBI on the song. With the Chronic and Death Row Records, Dr. Dre made his solo debut on a new record label and topped the hip-hop charts in 1992. The album's lead track, Nothing But a G-Thang, which featured Snoop Dogg at the time, was very popular. With his most recent album, Dr. Dre assisted the development of a new genre known as G-Funk, which combined gangster rap with musical samples and funk melodies. Dr. Dre had long been a fan of the music groups like Funkadelic and Parliament. In 1999, Dr. Dre released 2001, his second studio album. The song was a smash on the hip-hop and pop charts, selling millions of copies. However, his fans have been anticipating Detox, his upcoming album, for years. Although the album has not yet been officially released, several of its songs have leaked. According to Dr. Dre, this will be his last album. Producing and running a record label. Behind the scenes, Dr. Dre has helped several hip-hop and rap artists by helping to launch their careers. He collaborated with Eazy-E to launch Ruthless Records, where he produced music for several of the artists. On her debut album, Michelle collaborated with Dr. Dre, and Dr. Dre contributed to the creation of a lot of the NWA group's music. Dr. Dre co-founded Death Row Records, the rap music conglomerate, with Mario Knight in 1991. He worked on All Eyes on Me, the debut album by Tupac Shakur and Snoop Dogg. There, Dr. Dre departed Death Row Records in 1996 to get away from the tumultuous West Coast-East Coast rap conflict. Rappers Biggie Smalls and Shakur would eventually pass away as a result of the East Coast versus West Coast feud. In conjunction with Interscope Records, Dr. Dre founded his own label, Aftermath Entertainment, in the same year. Although he signed several artists to Aftermath, Eminem and 50 Cent were his two biggest triumphs. Dr. Dre initially faced criticism for signing white musician Eminem, but he quickly disproved the naysayers. He worked on numerous of Eminem's successful albums such as the Marshall Mathers LP and the Slim Shady LP 999. Along with previous ventures, Dr. Dre collaborated with 50 Cent on his 2003 smash hit Get Rich or Die Trying. He had difficulty with the law. Dr. Dre hasn't always rapped about violence or irresponsible behavior over the years. Some of his lyrics are based on his own experiences, including numerous run-ins to the law. Dr. Dre allegedly attacked TV anchor Denise Barnes in 1991 and attempted to throw her down some steps. A program she had produced regarding Ice Cube's separation from the NWA set off the attack. Due to his conduct, Dr. Dre was hit with assault charges and a civil lawsuit. Nevertheless, the two sides opted to settle out of court. The next year, Dr. Dre was accused of assaulting producer Damon Thomas once more. A few months later, he was detained for violence on a police officer. When he led police on a high-speed chase while intoxicated in 1994, Dr. Dre appeared to take his risky conduct to the limit. Dr. Dre was given a jail term of several months and was also required to pay a fee since he had broken the terms of his probation for the prior battery incident. He finished his sentence in 1995. Individual life. Dr. Dre had his first child while still in high school. Curtis, his first child, wasn't introduced to him until he was 20 years old. LaTonya was born as a result of his second high school relationship. The world-class Wrecking Crew member Michelle, a singer, and Dr. Dre were romantically involved and had a kid named Marcel. He had another son, Andre R. Young Jr., with Janetta Porter in the late 1980s. In 2008, Andre Jr. overdosed on drugs and died. Dr. Dre wed Nicole Threat in 1996. A son named Truth and a daughter named Shirley are their two offspring. There are other performers in Dr. Dre's family as well. Warren G's stepbrother enjoyed a number of successes in the 1990s. Curtis, his son, is a wannabe rapper who goes by the stage moniker Hood Surgeon. That's it for this video, Manna member. Remember to subscribe to our channel, and if you feel like we have delivered value, please share this video with one person. That's right, just one person as token of your appreciation for the hard work you put into making content that educates and helps you on your mission of building your own fortune. Remember, you can watch video after video, but it isn't until you actually take action that you will start to see results. See you soon.